That's not you. That's not you. This me talking to the game community. That would be the question that I asked. Because I'm like, damn, we went ham Batman Arkham Asylum. We did. They gave us 4 damn games. We ate them damn things up. So we don't want to do that with T'Challa?
I don't think it'll sell. I don't think this game gonna sell anywhere.
How about Spider-Man with Ben Riley? Would y'all go get the Spider-Man 2 game with Ben Riley?
We got game with Miles. We got game with Miles. Yeah,
but you ain't playing with Ben Riley though.
I played with his costume in the game and what man?
But I'm saying, but he's not going around as Ben Riley.
You like his costume. You don't like Ben Riley though.
But you know what? Exactly.
We don't give the white not playing no Spider-Man game with Ben Riley in it.
I would.
They're not selling it as Ben Riley Spider-Man either.
Guess what? When Ben Riley came out, yes, the Clone Saga was horrible. People talked about it. But Ben Riley was in the freaking Miles Morales movie. People love Ben Riley. People hate him.
Yeah, but they made him something that he wasn't.
They made him. They made
Ben Riley the joke of the movie.
The joke, yeah. And he was played by what's his name from SNL. So he was a joke.
I'm gonna say this so y'all don't talk about me. I do have a Ben Riley Spider-Man action figures.
Yeah, that's not nothing wrong. But are you going to get a?
I think Ben Riley's a dope character.
Yeah, but
there might actually be something wrong with that deal.
But you're not buying a particular game. If you're not. Matter of fact, I give you a prime example of this. Death of Superman, right? You remember the Death of Superman? How many Supermans came out of the Death of Superman?
Yeah, I ain't running the Eradicator game.
Hey, y'all are not going to play an Eradicator game. Y'all not going to go play Steel, Superman, and then it's Steel. Y'all not playing.
We did though. Well, I did.
But I'm saying a solo.
You played the Shaq movie. The Shaq movie game.
I played. Yeah.
You're not playing. You're not going to tell me you're going to go out and go get Superman. You look at the back of the box and like, this ain't Kal-El. What the hell?
You know why?
Superman.
You know why you doing that, Dre?
Superman don't hurt.
The reason why, Dre, you're doing that because we have certain folks. I better watch what I say this time. Individuals have a very strong emotional connection to T'Challa, and as well, T'Challa is a separate. People feel as though T'Challa is kind of separate from your everydays. Even the Spawns and the Storms of the world. He's a king. He's an A-list superhero. And during the Priest run and the Hudlin run, he was basically Superman. Let's just keep it a stack. I mean, he lost Doom, but he came back. I mean, he whatever.
On, man.
But there's
don't
bigger
don't
he didn't lose to
don't do Mayberry like that.
He did not lose to
Every
Doom.
time we mention a Black Panther writer, we gotta mention Jonathan Mayberry because of that last damn dude. So don't do Mayberry like that. Mention him too.
Okay, cool. But guess what? When people have even gone as far as saying T'Challa was created.
I agree with that. In
1998, when Priest took over, because a lot of people don't even count before 1998 when T'Challa.
Because it was 1988 because they had a 10-year dormant.
Yeah, there was a
10-year dormant because I still got that run, that apartheid run.
If there was no Black Panther comics being made, no, we ain't gonna talk about it.
Nothing but back issue. That's all you can do.
Here's my whole point. My whole point is there's a big emotional connection. But guess what, guys? There's a lot of people like myself that's like, you know what? If the mother freaking mechanics is good, the graphics is good, and the Rose Gallery, the Claw, the Killmongers of the world, even some other folks, Madam.
No, you can't have Killmonger. You can't have Killmonger. You gotta have somebody.
He ain't fight good.
You can't have that. You gotta get Kill Puddle. You can't have Killmonger. You gotta get Kill Puddle.
You better go get that Asian female from you know what I mean, from the deadliest of the species and the power run. Go get her. Go get her. You can go get Ulysses Claw because they got into it. You can go with the girl named Music.
Go
get White Tiger. Go get White Tiger.
We're not giving Shooty none. She can fight Namor because she did that in the comics and everything like that. We're not giving Shooty none of the child story. No, she got her own story.
There is nothing that they can do less than T'Challa that'll make you buy that game. You will probably see that game like, damn, that shit look tight, but I gotta stick with my guns. Come on, bro. If it's A1, you got
this is because I feel like this about any type of movement. Because what happens is they dangle a carrot. This happened in every single movement. Every single movie, brothers.
Can I pull a Theo? Wait a minute.
Let me just say this. They've done this in every movement. So what they do is they dangle this little carrot. Look how good the graphics are. Look how good. Oh my God, he does this, that, and the other. And you're still missing the point. If I want T'Challa, I don't give a damn. That's just like a girl could be fine, but if she ain't got what I want, I don't give a damn what it can be.
Do you know what?
Good.
Do you know what the MCU
matter.
carrot was? Do you know what the MCU carrot was? When they announced, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna do a Wakanda television series.
Yeah,
we're gonna do this Wakanda project. We're gonna have Riri Williams and have that take place.
That was the carrot for some other people. They dangled that thing.
Where's the Wakanda show?
And when they dangled
where's the Dora Milaje show?
Where's the anything show?
Can I ask a question? Are we looking? I know we're talking right now, but are we looking at what's going on in the comments?
I am
exactly.
Yeah. Do you see the literal war that's going on in the comments? I'm just. That's why I've been talking. I'm sitting here watching everybody insult each other, saying all kind of crazy stuff to each other, and I'm just like, damn, we could just sit here and watch the comments.
The comments be lit.
They going in, bro.
Herschel. Oh, Herschel.
Yes, sir.
I was gonna say to your point, if the game mechanics are good and everything like that, I'm gonna tell you where I'm gonna stand at. I'm gonna own it.
What's up? Talk to me.
I'm not going to care. It could be a great game, and I would be able to compartmentalize. I wouldn't review the game, but what if people were to come in and say, "With Theo, have you played the game?" No. With Theo, what have you heard? I heard it was a great game. I heard it was a great game. I heard it got great mechanics and everything like that. That's where I would be at, because I'm not going to bash something that shouldn't be bashed. I don't believe in that. If the people that I trust say it's a good product, it's a good product. No different than the Giant Man.
Did anybody boycott Wakanda Forever?
Hold on. Before you guys go, let me just. I'm sorry. Hold on, real quick, guys. I want to just let you guys know. Make sure that you guys are subscribing to the Comic Lords on YouTube, and make sure, because I wanted to make sure to do that since we got about 40 people in the just watching right now. Make sure that you guys are subscribing to the Comic Lords. Make sure you guys are subscribing to Be Real with D Real. Make sure you're subscribing to Theo's channel. Make sure you're subscribing to Blues House Live. Make sure that you guys doing that. I don't know if my because we've been on here so long, I don't know if my admin is still in here, but just if you we've been on here a minute. Yeah, he took a nap. You know what I'm saying? So and make sure that if you haven't, make sure that you're subscribing to these channels. Make sure you're subscribing to Chillmonger also, who was in here. Make sure you guys are subscribing to these channels so we can make sure to keep these conversations going and seeing more of our faces talk about the stuff that you like. My bad. Go ahead. Go ahead. I wanted to make sure to do that.
What you saying, Herschel?
Thank you for that, Dre.
Yeah, we appreciate that too. Listen,
he said, did anybody boycott Wakanda Forever?
Did anybody boycott Wakanda Forever?
I literally had to watch it to do the review, but man,
I did too. I had to watch it to do the review.
My kids wanted to go see it, and they was highly disappointed. That's the only reason why my kids wanted to go see it.
Chill made sure that I saw it. My wife got mad at me. She ain't watched it to this day. She's still mad at me. She says I shouldn't have watched it.
It didn't get a replay from me. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
No,
once was enough for me.
Yeah, I had to watch it.
Because I don't pay for funerals. Once I find out, I don't pay for funerals.
Not just one funeral, but two.
Yeah, two funerals. I had to pay for two funerals.
One got a whole funeral. One didn't even get. We didn't even see no procession.
The funeral. And I believe all of us experienced this in regards to talking to people about the movie while they were going. A gentleman, I asked somebody, I said, "Hey, you going to go see Black Panther 2? Hell yeah. What you going for? Are we supposed to be having a funeral for Chadwick?"
That's crazy.
That's insane.
That's
insane.
And that's
there's a certain segment of people.
We as collectively we do that. Instead of seeing that for what it was like, let's put on our white and go to the
I ain't finished because all of us would get a kick out of this if we didn't been to dances, whether the dances was during the summer as grown folks or during the winter as grown folks. He said, "Ain't that's the movie we supposed to be wearing all white at?"
Yeah, the one dude got up on there and made it. Well, at first everyone was like, "Yeah, I'm wearing white," and then he did it too early, or maybe I don't know. And then when I went to the movies, I didn't see that. But I will say this, man, and I'm gonna have to get off here. But I know y'all could be on here all night. We pushing 4 hours. which is great. Subs and likes and stuff is great. But the crazy thing, the byproduct of all this, when there was this big almost gold rush, the black superhero, we were even saying black superhero renaissance in black comics. People were buying books. And now that he's gone, and now that we don't know what the freak really Marvel's going to do, they're on their back right now. The gas has really been sucked out from my eyes and ears, from what I can see. And I'm not in the silo. I try to go in different places, but I feel like a lot of these black folks, I just went right back to anime, more hardcore now. Like, see y'all later. We'll be back. We all bring back to T'Challa and all these other black characters out here. It's almost a wrap for them. It's literally almost a wrap. Like,
let me ask you this though, Hirsch.
Mm-hmm.
If they came and did it properly and actually put money and time and decent creators and writers behind those black characters, those side, what we deem the side characters, maybe you can actually get a black comic book renaissance. You can't do that if Falcon Cap ain't written right, or Falcon in general ain't written right, or you know what I'm saying, if Luke Cage, if they not putting the promotion and the money behind Luke Cage to push Luke Cage, or to push, you know what I'm saying, all of these.
But the problem is
these black characters, you know what I'm saying?
The problem is we don't listen. First of all, I'm gonna keep it a buck. Black Panther, it is amazing that he is on the shelves, because between him and Miles, and watch where I'm going. Don't get upset just too soon. Miles and him are like, correct me, Paul. I know you do pull. We call Paul pull this Paul. Who else from Marvel is on the shelves besides Black Panther and Miles that has an ongoing series?
Blade. At Marvel
Blade,
or in
Blade
general?
Blade's got like
Monica,
3 or 4
Storm.
Nope.
No, Monica don't have an ongoing series.
Monica
does not have an ongoing series. Blade has an ongoing series.
Now, but
is
Blade
that an
has
ongoing series right now?
Yeah, it's ongoing until they cancel it.
They probably
be less than 15 issues.
Yes.
Yeah, it'll probably be less than 15.
Right now, the reality,
right now, it's ongoing.
The reality is most comic. We've done interviews with these guys on this stuff. The reality is, unless your name is Zdarsky or Bendis or Hickman, one of these mega writers who are in the club, most writers don't get offered ongoing series.
Yep.
It's either we're going to give you a limited series of a specific amount, or we'll let you do one storyline and see how the numbers work out. If the numbers are good, we'll let you keep on. Otherwise, it will also be a
and why y'all think they do that?
And they do that in large part. It's always they want the stories to be 5 or 6 issues, because that's what they put in a trade paperback. They recognize that the money that they really make, the future of comics, is really more in trade paperbacks than it is in floppies. So they only hire writers to do one story, because one story is 5 issues. And they can put,
which is fine though. That's cool. But if you get my thing is though, my thing is, if you get a good writer or a good creator, somebody who cares about the IP, you can get a good story to generate a buzz. And then for the next, I don't know, trade
that's partially true. That's partially true. Let me explain why. That's partially true, because these writers don't necessarily have the autonomy to write everything they want to write. It's really more a matter of the editors. How many editors are the ones who give the stories, and the writers are the ones who get to execute it.
I agree, but how many self-inserts you see in comics? How many self-inserts? This person is gay because the writer's gay. This person is handicapped because the writer's handicapped. You see all of that.
That's the Marvel. That's the new Marvel way now.
That's the Marvel way. That's how Marvel.
To me, the autonomy is there. Just write a good story. Hell, you want to make Bobby Drake gay? You want to make Green Lantern gay? Now you want to make Superman gay? You see what I'm saying? Like, they got the autonomy. I don't want to hear nothing about autonomy.
Y'all was saying something earlier, and I apologize, Blue. Y'all was saying something earlier. You Herschel, you and Patrick were going somewhere in regards to the pull list. Y'all looked at Miles Morales and Black Panther. I don't think we got to hear how good they were doing. Were they still doing well or not doing well at all?
Listen, let me say this, brother. Miles is gonna kind of just be a solid book. But Black Panther with Eve Ewing, people, we're not gonna talk about the new character because I know certain people that's an issue, and I get it. But Eve Ewing is writing a very other than that, it's not a very problematic story. John Ridley.
We don't invoke his name.
I
want
to make a point. I just want to make a point, and Paul knows what I'm going to say. I know he's
shot JR.
You got to call him something else, like little Bigfoot or something.
J.R. Smith. I'll call him J.R. Smith. J.R. though, unfortunately, people hated his comic, but the difference between the Black Panther run out now and last year is motherfuckers was actually talking about it. And that's my problem. And that's what scares me. That's what bothers me.
So to your point, because that was something that I was thinking about with Chill. You said some other stuff earlier about strategizing and organizing and everything like that. That was something that I was looking at because I understand that T'Challa ain't working with the same demographic as some other heroes are working with, the top heroes and everything like that. His pool of fans is not going to be as large as other folks. What I have suggested, y'all been at this longer than I have, suggested is that Black Panther fans, those of us that care about the character, since Marvel has now allowed us to be able to email them, speak to them about the what we like as much of us as possible on more than one occasion, consecutively, concurrently after each issue, email Eve Ewing, Marvel, and let them know how much we care about the comic. Is that something that would work?
Because
I'll give you the short answer. No.
Okay.
So that begs the question: how big? Because it just sounds like that we feel like our voice is not that loud and not that big. While Carol Danvers could get a comic, you know what I'm saying, every year, you know what I mean, a different writer on our comic every year. Somebody else could get a different comic, have this great writer writing their comic and all of this every year. But when seems like when it comes to this, let me just explain. Let me just kind of get my side, my point of view. Mm-hmm. When it seems like when we come to this, we like, you know what? We can say that we can email, because I'm in Marvel. I'm a big Deadpool fan. Besides T'Challa, the majority of my comics is DP. That's my guy. And I got featured in issue 1 of Deadpool. I think it was 2016, because I just emailed him. I think 2018, whichever one it is, I just emailed him. So you're saying that if we emailed Marvel at whatever, that we don't have that voice to say, I appreciate what you do with this character. Keep going up, keep doing this, while also buying the comic, you know what I'm saying, and stuff like that. You don't think we have that voice?
We still got Negroes running around here, not y'all, but we still got too many Negroes that's like, oh, Black Panther's got a book out. When it come out? It's not enough. We don't have enough emails going out. Now, to Paul's point, maybe Paul's more so sound like me when he said no, but there might be some truth to that. Dre, if we had in the thousands emailing them about certain characters and certain things with Black Panther, they would have to look at it. They would have to at least respond. One thing they did with E-Man, they at least responded. E-Man did that petition, didn't hit the number that it should have hit, but Kevin Feige himself even had to speak to that.
Well, to me, that means that it hit the number, though.
Huh? So
hold on. That means that it hit the number. Because that's what
are you telling me 1,000 emails a month? I want to make sure I understand Herschel correctly. Are you telling me 1,000 emails a month per character?
Brother Theo, to be honest with you, I know you want to.
The only reason why I'm asking, I'm not being facetious when I say this.
No, I know you're not.
Well, it's 850 over here. And I'm pretty sure we say, hey, 850, y'all like Black Panther, y'all better start writing in weekly. Because I can make my fingers do what it's
the same niggas that's gonna be like, yeah, bro, I got you. Gonna be the same niggas that said, oh, I signed that damn.
The ones that don't do it, I can't control what they don't do.
Right. But Theo, I would say this. It depends on the volume that the other characters get when it comes to emails. Right. So let's say Captain America. If Captain America is only getting 10 emails per month or something like that about what's going on in Captain America, but Black Panther's getting, like you say, 40, 50 email. I keep the number kind of low, you know what I'm saying? Then I think that they would take a look at that.
sales.
So we need to
look at the comment on the screen right now.
We need to start having
by OG Richard Wright.
We need to start
at the end of the day, you got to buy the book.
Okay, that's
you do.
with what Richard was saying. Because if it's
you not only need to buy the book, and you guys hear me say this all the time. You got to pre-order the book.
I'm just saying, if those people emailing to me are buying the book, that's why I'm talking about what
we need to do. So when we do these Black Panther,
I don't know. I'm looking at the sales from September, top 50, and it's Marvel and DC, and I think it's some independents. Black Panther didn't crack the top 50.
No. He never does.
Just let you know.
And guess what? And it's not saying that he's not a good character. It's saying that, guess what? White boys, some of them going to go out and buy it. Come on. The main demographic for Marvel is white males. Ain't nobody else here arguing on that.
Agree. Most definitely agree.
Us, the main, the main thing that we're into anime and shoes and other things like that, which is cool. I think it's okay that you're into those things. But we don't have enough bodies that's into this hobby so small. And I know we get passionate about the things we do, and that's what kind of circle back to how I feel sometimes. I be on the megaphone screaming for all these damn Black characters. It's like you're screaming to like 5,000, you're screaming to 35,000 people in Black comic lords, and 2 of them are gonna be like, oh yeah, I might go get a pull list. Because everybody's so hyper focused on, damn, when the next Marvel movie gonna come out? Damn, when T'Challa gonna show up on a TV show? So my thing is, you know how you also move weight? You also move weight by buying the damn book, because they're going to say, hey, yo, Kevin, I don't know what you got going on, but dude, they over here buying that. That's why with Spawn, that's why Spawn will continuously stay in conversation about a film. The only thing that's holding up the Spawn film is Todd McFarlane with his crazy But that book is the #1 every freaking year for the last 10 damn years. And he gonna get a damn book. He would have, get a movie. He would have been had a movie years ago had not been with Todd McFarlane. Comic books matter, and it pushes the narrative, man. But we don't have enough boots on the ground, and we will not have enough boots on the ground until something happens. And I don't know, Dre. Speaking to your point in your podcast, I don't know what that looks like. I know how to go. I know how to get a bunch of people to come into a room. I know how to get on TikTok and make a video. But to get a Negro to run down the damn street and pre-order a book and walk into a store when he's screaming, recast T'Challa, turn your ass around, recast T'Challa, but also pick up his damn book, that's almost impossible.
And I think this speaks to what chill when Black Panther, what was that, #5 came out. I didn't get mine because I got my stuff pre-ordered through Marvel. So my comic didn't come in until literally Thursday. But still, he was like, hey, make a video, get whatever you got to do, just make sure that you get a video out there promoting issue #5. Do a review on it.
Oh, yeah, because people are looking for reviews on Wednesdays. Yeah,
it started looking for reviews. So he was like, "Hey, make sure that you get on it." Me and him had a conversation about it. You know what I'm saying? Got a review out, and the more kind of like what Comics Explained does. When Comics Explained, when he makes his videos about all those comics that he's reviewing, when he gets all excited about, Jonathan Hinter's Avengers and New Avengers, we need to do the same thing. If we got platforms, we need to be pushing this book out, because more people might not go get the comic immediately. But if they go and say, hey, you know what? Chillmonger made this video and he had Theo on and Be Real with D-Real, and that shit was awesome. I seen Dre Mack's review. He's super excited. Maybe I need to enjoy the new book.
If I need to enjoy the new video, if I need to enjoy all 9 YouTubers who are talking about it, then I got to read the book too right on a Wednesday. And that it's not going to create a sale, but it'll keep a guy from dropping a book. He'll be at the shop and he'll be like, yeah, I'm not really interested in this. He's not the king anymore. But still, if I read this comic book, there's about 8 videos that are going to happen this week that I want to be in on, and I'll have to spend the $4.
Hey, it's really 2 things too, and I hate to say this. I had a guy tell me, I'm a grown ass man, I don't read comic books. You do have a lot of those guys that have the money, the finances, can read, and have read these T'Challa, have read Black superheroes, but they feel like, oh, this is for kids. But it's then
for kids,
David Banner.
Huh?
David Banner.
Yeah.
He's one of those people that I interviewed him on my radio show and asked him about recast T'Challa, and the first thing I asked him what he think about it, and the first thing he said to me was, I don't.
Yeah.
That's his
y'all have been asking questions. I've been listening to what y'all been saying as far as like boots on the ground. Like I said, Chill, you said something the other week. I just didn't care for it, but it was absolute truth.
What was it about, Jon Stewart?
No, it was about Eve Ewing's numbers.
Share my screen. The number 4 comic came 104th place, which is an increase. Last time around, it was the 140. Yeah,
it's not
fellas,
super horrible.
It's the 104th highest selling comic, which is bad. But that's bad. But it is not something that will get the comic book canceled. Considering Eve Ewing's writing page rate is not going to be, I'll put it this way, it's just like Captain Marvel Kelly Thompson's page rate was. So it's enough to keep the book survived. They're not going to have the best artists anymore or the best colorists anymore, but they have enough sales to maintain. And this is
they're running and rebooted with a number 1.
Okay, I'm gonna say it like this. I have never brought anybody into this room, adult or child, and they not lose their shit.
That's the same thing with my room, bro.
Right. I don't care who the adult is. So there's an exposure piece that's missing. We like T'Challa. Not enough people know who he is. They don't. While they say they grown, they won't spend money on a T'Challa book. I guarantee you, they'll spend money on a Batman book.
Absolutely.
So the question then becomes, because like I said, I've had people walk into this room, different ethnicities,
make sure you're getting the likes up, y'all.
Different ages, and still lose their ish because they've never seen this much black representation in an action figure. To your point, Herschel, when you said like black action figures and stuff like that, they ain't seen it like this. Now, where do they go to see it like this? Where do they go to see the hero? If I ain't reading the comic books, I done told people, well, if you don't read comic books, we got the videos and everything. We can bring you the comic book review, but something more tangible, the merchandise, because we know that it looks good, it looks cute. Ooh, you got Kimoyo beads.
I don't know.
Ooh, you got a Black Panther helmet. That does move the needle, but they're not. How do we get stuff like this?
You're on the wrong base, man. If we're talking comic books, the sales matter. It doesn't matter how many emails you write. The emails may dictate the story. If enough of us say, why isn't he the king? They might actually get on that. But the sales, buy more comics. Because we're only talking about roughly, they're estimating 17,000 sales units were pushed. If that gets below 10,000, just like Ironheart, we will have no more comic books coming out. Or the volume will end. They will reboot. The few amount of people we're talking about is like 7,000 people that are keeping this comic from being canceled. It's really that few. That's all you need to do to create 7,000 fans, and all of a sudden this goes from a middling comic book to a successful comic book. This actually is not going to be canceled. We might go 50 issues. We don't have to convert that many people, and some of us who are reading the comic book need to buy 2 copies or 3 or more than just one, and that's what I advocate for. Obviously, you guys see my reviews, right?
Mm-hmm. Is everyone on this live pre-ordering their Black Panther comics?
Yes, pre-ordering matters. You're right, but also if you don't pre-order, the sale will still get through because your comic book shop will put 5 comics on the shelves, and when they see that it's collected all 5, they're like, okay, we're gonna order 5 more next time. The pre-order is important, but it's also like not the be-all end-all.
It's not the be-all end-all, but it does definitely affect. It does definitely affect
that top end matters.
Yeah, that's
top end matters.
It's on my pre-order
matters. Can I say something here? Because I'm sorry, Bill. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
You good.
I don't think the desire to get somebody to buy a comic book should be as important as piquing their interest in the material you want them to purchase. Because I can say go buy this all day, but if I don't tell you why you should buy it or why it's important that you in particular should buy it, we gonna keep getting what we getting.
That's what I think. Like the toys in the room and everything like that. You have kids in here who heard about Black Panther. Parents ain't necessarily interested. Thought about taking them to go. Oh, I guess I got to go get you a comic book now. Thank you, Theo.
I'll tell you why. I mean, this discussion really sort of started with the video games, but it's an important discussion for this singular reason. For many of us, our first inroads into getting into comics particularly people of my generation, was cartoons and toys.
Yep.
Like when I was a kid watching the Super Friends or watching the Spider-Man cartoon, I even saw the syndicated reruns of the old Marvel 60s cartoons with Thor, Submariner, Hulk, Captain America, and Iron Man. That's what got me interested in superheroes, and then that's what made me want to get the comic books. For the generation we have now, comic books, their inroad into comic books are video games. And cartoons are still a great way to get people interested. But video games is where a lot of kids spend their times now. When I was a kid, Saturday morning, you get your big bowl of cereal, you plop down and you watch cartoons all day Saturday.
Yeah, but you didn't have Power Rangers when you were a kid.
The kids today, they still may get their big bowl of cereal.
But don't do that.
They still may get their big bowl of cereal. They're in front of their PSP. They're in front of their PlayStation or their Xbox, and they're playing that on their Saturdays. So that's why the video game is important. Now, if you have a video game with a story now for kids, is that the Black Panther can be anybody, some guy named Roy or something, then that's what they're going to think Black Panther is all about, influencing young minds and setting the stage as to how they're going to interpret that character in the future. So if they do get exposed to the comic book, they're like, well, who's this dude? That's not Black Panther. Yeah. Who's this T'Challa guy? The guy I know.
I like what Herschel said about anime. Herschel had brought up anime earlier. The way anime, how manga distributes into anime is crazy. Like the manga sales is off the charts, but also the anime is off the charts. That doesn't relate with Marvel and DC. You see what I'm saying? Like right, for these kids, like the comic books aren't selling, but we get $1 billion property with Black Panther, but the comic book isn't selling. To me, there's a disconnect somewhere in that, and that's what I'm thinking about.
Well, it goes back to what Paul was saying about the cartoons. And, I used to always tell guys, we got to share because it's going to convert into more people coming to the space. That doesn't always translate like that. With the anime, it translates to kids watching more anime. With the MCU, it translates to adults doing it because that's what we grew up on. But the biggest thing that we're missing here, guys, that I hate to say it, and
really hate to say it because you just said that like 8 times? Did you say it?
I think it's guess what? I hate to say it. During the pandemic, guys was going crazy about comics because the prices of them were skyrocketing. Right? It was a sustainable market. But the biggest thing during the freaking pandemic was the freaking FOMO. And there is no more FOMO.
Yeah. I know
that is the biggest thing that I'm gonna be honest with you. I didn't own a Black Panther comic book. Well, let me back that up. Might be telling on myself. No.
You got to go ahead. Keep talking. Listen. Go ahead. Keep talking. My ears is perked.
I didn't own.
What did I say before?
But listen, I didn't own FF52 until after the freaking movie. That's the best. I don't give a freak. That's why at the end of the day, that means the most to me. I don't care if Black Panther lost his leg. He did when he was a zombie. But for some of y'all know that though. But listen, I started to say this, bro. Unless you can generate that type of FOMO, it's just, and we can talk all day long, bro. I hate to be, and Paul knows I can be negative sometimes. But that's a wrap, bro. Because the writing is on the wall. We can push this hard as we want.
There are 2 females here, working community centers, swear they Black Panther fans, name their vehicles. I think one vehicle is named T'Challa, the other vehicle is named Wakanda. Not sure.
They name their cars. Okay.
But with it. Community center, they know I'm in Tallahassee, Florida. Everybody don't know that. But
we close.
So,
I said we close.
Yeah, so man, well, Blue, me and you been doing that. So, my suggestion to them, because Mark asked me a while if he could just review the back wall. I knew if I could get with those kids at the community center, have the action figures, majority of them black. Like I don't know if I ain't got a Black Marvel Legend. It's because either A, it's an old Toy Biz lesson and I don't like the way that look, or they ain't made it yet. So I got that. But I asked her, I said, hey, you like Black Panther, I like Black Panther. What do you think about one day me coming and sharing my display? All of my Black Panther stuff with the kids, because you said the kids, Herschel, the kids. Well, if I got the Black Panther display, action figures, memorabilia, merch, and everything like that, a few comic books sitting here and there, and I know, ooh, wow, where you get all this stuff? That's a Black Panther comic book? Where you get it from? Now they didn't go for that because it was more about pushing the agenda from the second movie. But imagine that display being able to be out in front, because you said a disconnect, and the disconnect is that's what we ain't got the kids, and we ain't got nothing to pull the kids in.
Yeah, there's a brother online who goes by the name Original Black Nerd, who goes around to local schools and does a display of all of his comics and toys and various memorabilia, and goes to schools and try to promote superheroes to kids.
That's what you said. That's a solution. That is what Paul suggested, and I'm saying get Dr. Eve L. Ewing on the Breakfast Club with a toy with a Black Panther merchandise. Put that Black Panther behind Charlemagne where he likes it. He's a comic.
The question is, who's he gonna put up there? Think about it. Think about it before you say that. Who's he gonna put up there?
Oh, actual Black Panther.
T'Challa.
Okay. All right.
You can't put the Titan action figure up there?
And if we're not promoting it to a fan base that literally exists with millions of viewers or listeners, I should say, then what are we doing? Like, and it doesn't cost you money to have an interviewer of that caliber for that brand. Everything is on brand, and it still hasn't happened yet. I'm still waiting for that.
Go to that comment by H&H right there, Dre. Look what he says. Yeah. Few titles are actually targeted towards children. Remember what I was talking to you about? What is the entry point for getting kids? If you want the longevity of this hobby of collecting comics, if you want the longevity of it, you gotta target kids and get them interested in the hobby, or else they have more than enough distractions other than comics to get into. So you've got.
I don't think they ever really was.
Hold on. Let me ask you this question: How many Marvel cartoons are there?
I think Moon Girl is the only one, but the comic books are
currently. How many Marvel cartoons?
Like three.
What you got?
Other than Moon Girl.
I don't know.
Other than Moon Girl, you got the Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends. My daughter watches that. It's corny. They even called a black kid in there a monkey. It was kind of weird. Yeah, but it was like blatant, like weird. And then the other one they got is the what is that? It's another Spider-Man-ish show that's out.
Webtoons and stuff like that, little kid show where they got like Kid Rat and stuff like that.
This was on Disney.
All they have is the webtoons and stuff. The point is,
Amazing Friends. Is that what you're talking about?
They used to have just a few years ago. They had Avengers Assemble. They had Earth's Mightiest Heroes, right?
They
had a whole cartoon.
That was during the height of the MCU coming on board.
Correct. When the MCU blew up, all of those properties went away. Marvel's not targeting kids anymore.
Because they know the kids they know they can't reach them.
Well,
I know I think they can reach them.
The reason I think from a sales point of view, the reason why they're reaching the adults, because you have the adult collector now. You know,
that's short term.
Yeah, I know.
That's short sighted.
But that's what they're doing. Just like I'm also
bad,
right? Because I'm a Transformer fan, so everything that they're pushing right now, as far as what I'm collecting, as far as Transformers, all nostalgia base. They're bringing back Rock Lords. You know what I'm saying? They're bringing back. They're bringing back a lot of the '86 cartoon, figures. You know what I'm saying? As redeco. So that's
they also got a Transformers cartoon aimed at kids going on right now. Though.
Hold on, let me ask. Chill not gonna like this question because it ain't black related. Patrick, Herschel, since y'all be in the know, are we gonna get ROM next year?
Yes.
Cartoon, action, comic book.
No,
comic book, action.
They doing ROM covers first.
I'm gonna say
there is a ROM comic book that's supposed to come out.
Yeah. Okay. Right now they're doing the covers. They're doing the ROM covers.
Right. We're trying to get that. We're trying to get that 6-inch Hasbro Marvel Legend.
Can I address Paul's recommendation of going with the kids? Let's expand on that. They're all on TikTok, right? They're all on Fortnite. So creating skins for Fortnite is the answer. I don't care how much you're going to get cheated out of it. License the skins out. Even if you got to do it for free, if you create a lifelong bond between someone who plays as that character and makes himself look like the Black Panther.
Did they do Black Panther?
They got Black Panther.
Yes, they do.
Well, redo it. or with Photon or whoever, make those characters hot by allowing it to be available. Hey, you can even buy it for free. You don't even have to spend real money, and you win. Now let's look at the TikTok situation. I'm not on that app like crazy, but if there's a way where you can utilize your characters on a TikTok way, if you have to release TV shows in vertical, portrait format, and you can watch like a little, I don't know, 5 minutes.
Doing that. They're doing that.
They do that. Marvel does that.
Marvel actually cross platforms. A lot of stuff that they do on their YouTube, where they kind of do that TLR or whatever, they put it on their TikTok. But it's
but episodes though. I mean, like adapt comic books.
Bro, they bring it back.
TLDR is something, and it's informative, and that's cool. But I mean, give basically a TV show. What we used to wake up, or some of us used to wake up and watch Spider-Man and Saturday morning cartoons back when we were younger. Some of us were a little bit older. But no one laughed. Everyone in the comment section is laughing at you guys right now because I insulted your elderly Theo the Griot, all you guys.
That's what I told you. You always.
Hey, listen, I'm over here thinking about T'Challa. I ain't thinking about Theo.
I'm gonna tell you this though, Chill.
Guys, we're sitting here right now in a silo, and to a certain extent, there could be 100 people in the chat. I'm not saying these 100 people aren't gonna go and write these emails. We're talking about all the stuff that Marvel could be doing. The other day, and somebody might get mad. And Theo, you know what this is, right? This is Wolverine 97. You know why they made Wolverine 97? For the 35 and up crowd. Because we grew up watching X-Men 97. And guess what? He's extremely posable. He's very, very stiff.
Way better.
But why are they making him extremely stiff? Because they know adults are buying this stuff on Instagram, posing them, doing great stuff. Kids aren't. They have completely. And when I say completely, I mean they got My Little Pony comics. I go in the comic shop. He orders every freaking thing. They got My Little Pony. They got Spider-Man and little kitty books.
I was a brony. Yeah. I'm not afraid to admit it.
Listen, they got all that stuff. But at the end of the day, I think they're going to try to milk as much as they can with the adults. And I'm going to tell you something right now that I'm seeing. These action figures are doing better than comics.
That's why I said the merch. Yeah, I agree with you. The merch.
Are you gonna get the new Black Panther coming out soon? It's a new Marvel Legend.
They basically took this guy, and I'm cool with that. I mean, I might get him, but I like the Paul knows I like the Hanes t-shirt, no vibranium. I like the Hanes t-shirt, Hanes pants, just the t-shirt and pants T'Challa. I just want the regular bare bones T'Challa, and that's what.
Yeah, it's a remake. It's a remake of that one with.
That's what it is. It's a remake of this.
It's the priest run T'Challa.
It's the priest. It's the priest one.
Yeah,
without those extra long claws.
Will I get it? I may or may not. I'm not gonna get the new Luke Cage one because this one I think is better. Got better articulation.
Which one you got, big dog?
You got the one with the TR.
I got the second one. A lot of people don't know this is the second one. The first one was the old Toy Biz. We had the little bar from the 94, 95.
I have that one.
That's the one you got?
That's one of the ones I have.
Okay.
But I'm not getting the new one. I know Paul even said he's gonna get the new Bishop. I'm not getting the new Bishop. I like the long hair. I like the
old school Toy Biz Bishop.
I was gonna get the new Bishop. If I do get it, it's only gonna be for the head sculpt.
Yeah.
Don't say nothing bad about Bishop. Don't say nothing bad. Don't say nothing bad about Bishop.
I want that. I want that X-Men 97 collection so bad.
Some of all the action scenes.
And I got the Storm with the Mohawk.
Yep, I gotta have all of them.
I got all the action figures already in some type of ink. What you want to call it? Alteration or whatever. I'm not buying them. Bishop was gonna be it. I'm not doing that.
I already got a size accurate Wolverine, so I'm not tripping.
Hey, listen, behind the scenes, this asks a very, very important question. Now I can't speak too much for Black Sands, but Ripper and we can talk about his politics all day long. But the brother over there making some dollars. I don't need to be segueing into no Black independent comics, and we're really trying to do a really big mega push to help those.
Well, that was out. Somebody said that earlier that we need to start investing also in the indie comics that are out right now.
We just did a whole show about indie comics and the importance of them and how you can get into the industry and the pitfalls, the pros and cons of it. You can check it out on our YouTube page.
But Drake, it was a great video.
But Drake, back to your point about it, dude. Do you know that we could galvanize our finance. We can't galvanize it. We can't do nothing if I don't want to say we can't do nothing, but we can't put a gun to Marvel's head. We can't put a gun to nobody's head. But what we can do is maybe send some emails to, and hear me out, it's gonna sound crazy and bogus. Send it to somebody who's got the damn Marvel Studios, Tyler Perry, and say, look, man, just help us get the studios. We'll get our own director. You can just
what now? That's that right there. That right there, what you just damn said. I don't want to help Marvel no damn more. Honestly, I don't believe in them.
But the
I don't trust them.
We ain't doing it. The problem is though. But listen, the problem.
Say that one more time. I didn't kind of understand what you were saying.
Here's what I'm saying. Here's what I propose. The ones that will and the ones that can continue to scream, yell, shout, kick, beat down the walls, do a riot the Capitol if you have to. I get it. There's gonna be people that's gonna do it for the recast. I get it's gonna be people that's gonna do it. I can't stop folks from doing it. But we ought to be able to do both with these Black independent characters. I will say this. I know a lot of them. I know some of them, not a lot. Some of them that come by our ears and we get on our desks, we get an email. They're freaking amazing. Their art is at level or better than Marvel and DC. This should be a movie. There's some of them. There's some of them that's not. There's some of them that look like my daughter drew. And somebody, you have all that. We have all that. But we ought to be able to send these emails that we're sending to Marvel that they're reading or not reading and send it to somebody who's got the freaking Marvel. If we says we want a movie, it needs representation. Why aren't we sending an email to the brother that owns the damn Marvel Studios? Well, I don't want to say owns Marvel Studios, but owns the studios that they do all their movies in, which is right there in Atlanta. He owns those, which is Tyler Perry, and say, yo, Tyler, I know you don't really want to deal with superhero stuff, but you got the money, yo, and we got a bunch of people that want that. Can we get this director?
Tyler Perry don't care.
Yeah, why can't we do both?
I know this for a fact. Tyler Perry don't care.
He might not, but he goes.
I think Tyler Perry would care. But when Herschel pitches that, Herschel, who are you pitching?
I've talked to Tyler. He don't care, bro.
Listen,
he don't care.
Okay. Margaret, to your point, I will vouch for that. We can work on the script. We can work on the character. But for the template alone, I could go with a lot of characters from the Concrete universe. I can go with tons of them. I can go with some characters from Godhood universe that will make amazing.
Paul said when I asked him yesterday, I asked Paul who is. Actually, it was Friday. I said, who is the top dog? Like, who's the big one? And he said Godhood.
I don't know.
I said it was probably in terms of who is. I don't want to use the term big.
It's fine. It's fine.
That implied sales. Who's doing it good? Who's doing it well? I would say Godhood and Concrete are really sort of the publishers that are.
So between Godhood and Concrete, because I saw D-Real with this Tuskegee Airs, and how many issues did they go for?
Ripper's killing them all.
I'm talking about current publishers right now.
Okay.
The Ripperverse, Isom is killing them all. He's in a freaking whole nother league. He's actually gonna come out with his own cartoon.
He's already doing it.
Yeah, you have to recognize his success as well. He's got the. I'm talking about publishers.
His success. None of us here are that ilk. Everyone notices what's happening. ISOM is being sold to a customer base who more likely than not have Caucasian heritage, and they are enjoying something.
Black folks is buying
that's beneficial.
He is. As much as you try to distance and say, well, look, I don't believe in his politics, but I have to respect the hustle. Understand there is a large segment of that success is based on the politics and what he did to market.
Regardless of how you do it.
Hustle is a hustle. The politics help.
Is his comic book bad? Nope. His comic book was actually
it ain't bad. It ain't bad, and it's not political either.
It's solid.
The book itself is not political, but how the marketing that was employed in making the book popular to a certain segment of comic collectors is.
But that speaks to what's going on. Marvel would actually try to sell their stuff to people that ain't even buying the book.
They're not buying the book.
Right. They're not buying it. He'll lean in, and them motherfuckers will show up. You call them white, purple, green, and brown. They showing their ass up.
They showing up.
We ain't showing up for the person that
that's the genius of his marketing.
And I wasn't calling them white. I wasn't calling them white as a way to insult them at all or anything.
Oh no.
I wasn't speaking to you. I wasn't speaking to you. I'm just saying in general. I mean, at the end of the day,
there's a segment of the people that are buying the book that aren't doing it because it's a black company and black characters. That there's a segment of people.
Some people buying it for a FU to the to the industry.
Yes,
but that's how he wants it too. He's like, I'm just doing a good comic book. I don't care about any agendas or what have you.
And that whether their intentions are not pro representation or not, for about 15 minutes every month, they're going to open a comic and just cheer for a character who's got melanated skin, and that's a wonderful thing.
And that's how comics, arguably, that's how comics used to be.
Yep, they did.
But back when they were written well.
That's all. But that's what it's about: getting good creators to write these stories. And chill. Back to Tyler. The thing is about making movies or shows or whatever. You don't need Tyler Perry to do that because Tyler Perry, he ain't gonna put up the money for that. He'll let you use the studio. You got the money to use the studio, you go use studio, but you don't need Tyler Perry's studio.
So we'll use Tyler Perry's studio and his resources. Now, who do we all right now, 9 of us, get behind? Because I'm not for getting behind everyone. I'd rather just concentrate my efforts on what Godhood or Concrete.
I mean, I guess take your pick. Just take your pick, but you got to do something,
bro.
Yeah, and wherever you go with that one, I'm down.
I cheer for everybody black.
I can't cheer. And I have to step aside.
I'm with you, Herschel. I can't cheer for everybody, but I'm with you.
People don't like to say that. People don't like to say that.
I cheer for everybody black who's good.
That's subjective. Can be subjective too.
See, I would hate to get really behind a comic book, and I purchased Acolyte issue number 1, and then he stops them at issue number 3. I'm not insulting Lonzo Clark.
I don't think that's happening. I mean, I think if you want a safe bet, I think that's kind of like what you're saying, Chillminer. If you want a safe bet, the sort of barometer, check out those publishers that are putting their books in Previews magazine. They're diamond sales. So you have Stranger Comics, Concrete Comics, Advent Comics. Right. They're not. These are companies that have been around for a while, but they have reached a certain level of success where they feel that this is an avenue that they want to explore with doing the direct sales. I'm sorry, not direct sales, but direct sales through Diamond Publishing. And they have to have a certain amount of books that they're trying to put out. So that'd be a good jumping on point for you.
Man, and nobody.
There you go.
Well, I wasn't trying to right now. Just to be clear.
Nobody.
Have you read it yet?
Yeah, I read the comic book.
Did you like it?
Yeah, it was a fine comic. Yeah, it was okay. Yeah. I have my critiques, but it was good. It did its thing.
At least it was original, Yeah.
I
mean, that's not something that's my biggest complaint with comics today is that a lot of these stories are just not original.
The retread.
When I look at certain characters and everything like that, when you look at the characters that we care for, y'all, I could be wrong. Y'all tell me. Y'all stop me if I'm wrong. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. It ain't like they getting reviewed by everybody that reviews comics. Can I say that?
They're not. And those reviews are equal promotions.
Right. So like if I know I look at somebody from over here, Comic Book Explained, Comic Book Historian, Variant and everything like that, our Blade ain't getting covered. Our T'Challa ain't getting covered. Or only reason why Aurora get covered because she's in the X-Men magazine. But by and large, Chill You It. I think I said that last week. It's you, it's Marcus, Black Comic Lord. Ain't nobody Ernie Blurred Without Fear. The characters we like, by and large, they not getting reviewed by the people that's got huge numbers doing comic book reviews.
But they would if you give Eve Ewing an interview with Comics Explained or Sal and Tiffany. They're not saying no to that. If Kate Joel and his boy Multiverse of all these guys.
That go back to what I said, Chill. They don't want to put the resources behind that.
But all you got to do is ask a writer, hey, look, we're signing you up for this comic book. You just have to also agree to do an interview every month with a new publication. Just do it. Just interview, promote.
Well, kind of.
I mean, want to do that?
Y'all think that's going to move the needle?
It's not. Sometimes
I'm not going to. Why can't I blame the writer?
It depends. It depends because there are some property. I can explain this. When's the last time you saw Eve Ewing interview on Black Panther?
It was you on your website.
Did y'all have it?
You understand. Dr. Ewing she has worked on books that have all now been put in MCU, right? Ironheart, Photon,
barely
now Black Panther. Remember what I told you before at the very beginning of all this. Marvel is, when we say Marvel, it's no longer Marvel Comics. It's Marvel Studios.
Yep.
And for those properties that are tied to the MCU, there is a lot more scrutiny and limitations as to what writers can do. So,
you mean
getting writers to talk about what they plan to do with certain characters is not necessarily always going to be easy because of the scrutiny and limitations of those characters.
That's no reason not to do an interview and promote. If there's a question you can't answer,
you would think that. But
if there's a question you cannot answer, hey, we can't answer that question. Next one. All you got to do is talk about your run and talk about your and speak to the people who are responsible, who are not going to ask those, those sly questions that they're looking for the dirt. And you can give them even like a pre-interview. Hey, look, this is off the tables. That's off the tables.
Wait, where would you send Eve? Where would you send her to?
I just said Breakfast Club. Charlemagne wrote a Marvel comic.
I think that's a great idea.
That too.
I think that's a great idea. I think someone like Charlemagne the God would put a lot of eyes on the book. I think that would be a smart move for Marvel to make. But
you might get a jump. You might get. I don't think it'll sustain anything, but you might get a jump.
That'll get new people. But if you want the regular comic book audience, I am talking about the YouTubers who are popular. Even the YouTubers who are super critical. Go give a 30-minute talk with Eve Ewing, talking to one of those guys. Comicsgate, any of them. Talk to comic book people and promote your comic book or suffer the consequences. And it feels like they've done a good job of alienating people. Like we brought up Young Ripper earlier, right? But they'll say that, okay, any talking coming out of these guys, because they're of that ilk, we can no longer consider it feedback or criticism, and it's irrelevant, and boom, we won't address it. And like there's a big popular comic book reading audience there on that corner of the internet, and we're deciding to just not even address it, and that's completely stupid. And if you did address, Blue.
No, I was just gonna say, I think another when addressing comic book fandom or just people who want to read, because you got collectors and then you got people who want to read. I think collectors are going like how you do, buy the 2 to 3, variant covers and things like that. But then you got people who want to read. These books are so astronomically high now with horrible stories in them. Who you see what I'm saying? Like, who's running to go and buy the book once they go and look at and they don't even put. If I have to go run to a comic shop, a lot of to go buy this book instead of my local big box, Target, Walmart, whatever, things of that nature to make it easier on the customer. I think it's other things to do than send Eve Ewing up to Breakfast Club. I think you have to put the comics in front of people to get the comics out.
Because we're talking about millions of viewers, and all we need, like we said, 17,000 sales is where we are. If millions of viewers are listening to this interview and maybe thinking about the comic, we only need
a Breakfast Club. It's bad. It's like you don't get I look at the view count. The Breakfast Club is not the type of audience.
It's not.
They're not our audience. And every time somebody intelligent comes on there, when you put somebody like Sexy Red, you're gonna get millions of views. You put a old civil rights.
So we should get Sexy Red up there to promote
that motherfucker. Be like,
I think you don't leave the forest for the trees. It's not just about the Breakfast Club. It's the general idea of something that Herschel's always said, is a quote of Herschel's, which is Marvel can make a raccoon a international superstar. Right? A talking raccoon into an international superstar.
I got it.
They have the resources to promote whatever character they want. If they want to make a character an A-list character, they start putting that character in all of the books. Right?
I got it. I got it.
Marvel.
Okay, hold on real quick, guys. Hold on real quick. I'm just let you guys know I'm gonna go about 17 more minutes. I know you guys have this stream linked, so literally it is going to be midnight here, in Kansas City here soon.
Yeah,
so we're going to go about 18 minutes. And if you guys are continuing the conversation, make sure you guys are going to Chill, Theo, or whoever got the video link. Make sure you guys go over there.
I'm going to say this and I'm going to leave. I'm going to say this and I'm going
to leave.
Eve viewing on the View.
Appreciate it.
Eve viewing on the View. Well, Paul, it's expensive to get that character, that raccoon. Where are you now? You're on this side now. What's up, Paul?
Eve viewing on the View. That don't work. That don't work.
Wrong audience. Wrong audience.
I like that.
Well, hold on. Wait. We say that's the wrong audience, but just hear me out. She's a woman, because that Breakfast Club thing, that's not a good idea. She's a woman.
Okay.
What do we need to a degree recast T'Challa? For the women to be more vocal. She's the writer on Black Panther with T'Challa as the lead character.
And I like that you said that, because I watched Melissa Ford, which I didn't even know that it was available until I was just running through YouTube and seeing it. So Melissa Ford, I know guys who know Melissa Ford is.
Shout out to
my first wife.
Yeah. Oh my God, I used to be in love with Melissa Ford. Well, she was on Joe Budden 3 months ago talking about Jonathan Majors, and I'm going to do a reaction to that, even though it's old. I'm gonna still do a reaction to that. What she said about how she can say something about Jonathan Majors, but they couldn't. So just like how you said, Eve Ewing, they're not going to go and bash Eve Ewing. Trust me, because all the you don't want to see a successful black woman, and then for one, having a black woman write Black Panther. You know what I mean? Number one. Number two,
we can't lose.
That is
we can't lose.
That's a win-win.
You cannot lose. She's a doctor. She's writing a comic book.
I love it, but I don't see it working.
You can't lose.
I love it, but whose ears is it gonna fall on? That I guess that's the question.
No, that's a great question. We do want the women, just like with recast T'Challa or T'Challa being a favorite character. It's not just black people rocking with T'Challa. No, it's white people too. Right. Okay, when you get you get women that gonna rock with her, rock with the character just cause they rocking with her. That's now some of the women gonna be married. Some of them gonna have some sons, children. But you bring that audience right there, they gonna lock. She's a professional woman. She's a professional.
Here's the problem, D. Here's the problem, D. Y'all gonna be mad, but y'all was mad when
I'm probably rocking what you heard, so I'm with you.
Y'all was all mad at me when the
I'm about to be mad. Now did you say I'm gonna be mad?
I have to say this. If white folks can show up to the room with Superman, Wonder Woman, Batman, Guy Gardner, and a whole smorgasbord of some flagships, some A and some B lists, and we lead in with T'Challa. Okay, we need to also bring War Machine aboard, Luke Cage, and we can't do that. Then guess what?
Wait, hold on. Watch this.
Hold on. Let me finish cooking. They can lean in with those characters. We're showing up to the table and say, "Hey, this is our best of our best. Can y'all fool? Come on. Can we get this right? We gotta bring someone."
I think she would be able to pull off that education bit. I think she'd be able to educate him. She wrote Ironheart. She wrote Photon. She's writing T'Challa. So she's going to be the most knowledgeable woman walking in that place off the rip.
Which place?
The studio, the View Studio. She's going to be the most knowledgeable woman walking in there, comic book fan wise.
Okay. If you go in to Herschel's point about Luke Cage and trying to get War Machine up and T'Challa,
you ain't got enough time.
Just imagine a studio looking at, you gave us 3? Okay. Well, here we're going to do a T'Challa movie, then a Luke Cage movie, and then a War Machine movie. Let's just say they did that. That was their response to it. I would say, listen, we don't want 3 characters to get a movie. I want 1 character to get 3 movies to maximize the impact, to have a higher reach of impact.
Wait, are we talking the interview? Or are we talking about making movies? What are we talking?
We keep saying one or the other, and I'm not a one or the other type of guy, because that ain't the world that we live in. I believe you can get both, but there has to be a strategy.
They've showed us we can't. They've showed us they just tolerate these black movies. No, maybe a percentage of our output will be black movies.
Here's the thing: we ain't sat down yet. You, me, us, all of us, and sat down and came up with a strategy. Yeah,
it's got to be strategized.
What are you talking about? What is this right now?
Huh?
No. As far as like you said, you said you don't believe. You said that you think that it can only be one, like the Highlander on some Highlander.
Not there can only be one. Based on their rules, they've shown me how little output,
we haven't even seen them.
So let's not waste time on guys who are not going to make the maximum amount of progression. I'm saying get T'Challa 3 instead of getting a Luke Cage.
The reason why I say that is the reason why Captain Marvel work is because they sandwiched it in between the two movies, right? That we all agree with that. So to me, that was just great ass marketing. That's just good marketing. Whether the character was gonna work or not, we're gonna make sure give it the best projection that we can by sandwiching in between those two movies, right?
It was a free marketing strategy too. It did not cost any extra to make the movie come in March.
Boom.
Behind the scene makes the best point on this.
He keeps saying that. Okay, we get it. We don't own it. We understand. But when it comes to having, let's say you do have War Machine, Blade, Luke Cage, right? You got these 3 IPs out here, and you want them to work. You have to maneuver them in a situation to where they all can work. It's not about whether they say, "Oh, only one can work," because that's the what's that? That's like the stereotype that they feed us all. Well, it can only even in work. But it's not true.
No, it's hold on.
Guess who say it? Guess who say it though? Chill.
I want to see what's true.
I ain't never heard them say that. I ain't never heard them say that.
They've shown you that. The reason that it's true is because it's true to how much they do.
We see that one black dude.
That violates the McDuffie rule.
All right. I said it's true, and then Blue kept talking, so I stopped. What I'm saying is true is that the what did you say first? Actually, you said.
No, I just said that we say it. We're the ones who say, "Oh, it can only be one black." In any place we go to work. Oh, it can only be one. If it's a black woman in there, the black woman gonna make sure that she gets over on the black women. You know what I'm saying? Because we're not used to being in these spaces.
The reason for that,
the reason for is true. It's so true.
The reason for why there could only be one is because we've seen that these people in power, whether it's at your workplace, whether it's at anywhere, they've shown their tolerance or their percentage of how much black they will have. And based on that is where I'm coming from. Now, in a perfect world where all these studios really were about representation, they're like, we're to counter all of our years with all white projects, we're going to have a whole year where it's going to be very multicultural and there's not a limit. I wouldn't say what I'm saying.
Well, we got to go build our own. It goes back. We keep going in the circle, and not
let's go to. Sorry to interrupt you, Herschel. Let's go back to godhood. Let's go back to concrete.
There we go.
How do we promote concrete? Do we have to have an acolyte night? Like, what do we do?
Well, first, buy the books. Then second, look, all you guys have platforms. That's how we all know each other from Twitter and what have you, and YouTube. We all have our own platforms. Support these brothers. Ask them to come on your show. Do an interview with them. Do a review of their books. Spread it all over social. That's what we try to do. I mean, that's generate a buzz, because you already have people that follow you that obviously are into comics with black characters in it. Open their eyes to books that they may not be willing to or even thought of trying to give a chance to. That's how you do it. These guys, you know, Lonzo Starr and Tyler the Creator and Tony Cottrell, these guys these are great businessmen, and they're really trying to work on building these things organically and sustainably, and they're being rewarded for. I mean, there a lot of these properties being optioned for cartoons and movies and what have you. You know, don't be a fan later, because 5 years from now, these properties could be big deals. Now's a great opportunity to get involved in that.
Well, I like
but also the biggest thing to do too is, and what I see a lack of, it's just in a lot of different communities, is people aren't posting, hey, yo, I bought this book. Let me tell you about it, because people think, oh, I'm a salesman for this person. This person ain't paying me. But what you're doing is that you're pouring into the community. Dude, when I post stuff, the little influence or whatever, you can say whatever influence I have, people go out and buy that book. I've seen Paul buy a book. I bought a book that I seen Paul with. I was like, shit.
Word of mouth is the most powerful thing.
Man, we don't do that enough. Listen, I made a post the other day on TikTok. I'm like, man, with all these dope, even with Black Sands, not a shot at Black Sands. I always hear people say, go buy Black Sands. But I never see people open up a book and say, man, this is why I really like it. And that's what we lack. When you go to these white groups and they talk about Spider-Man, they talk about Superman, they go into depth, into details. We can't ask the casuals to do that. But us, and guess what? We spend a lot of time on T'Challa, which is cool. But we also got to spend some time on these other characters. Independent, Misty Knight, you name them. But we don't do that because we know that we got
a Marvel's movie coming out, and nobody's talking about Monica Rambeau.
Nobody. If it was called Photon, I would talk about it more.
We got to.
It's Captain Marvel 2 with a supporting character who's Photon and Kamala. That's all.
Yes, but it gives you the buzz because look, there's going to be some kid that's going to see that's going to ultimately see that movie. There might be a little girl, like my little girl.
She ain't gonna watch our videos though.
And then, it's not about watching our videos. I'm saying they're gonna go to the theater and watch it.
You gotta have some hope, Herschel. Jeez.
No. I'm curious about the character. I see a black woman with hair that looks like mine, with skin that looks like mine, that has all these powers, and they're gonna get interested in that.
Okay.
Listen, you just said something very critical. You just said something very critical. Herschel, you gotta have some hope. What folks have been screaming, what we tend to do, and not a knock against y'all, I do it too. I'm gonna raise my hand. We tend to dibble and dabble and say, oh well, the Black Panther thing is crazy. It's not working out the way we want it, and then we'll pivot over to Black Independent. Then we'll say a little thing, and we'll come back to T'Challa. If we're gonna go over to the Black Independent side, we need to really put a footprint down, and that's what we haven't done. See, in the other community, they do that and they put their money up. We do a lot of talking, and I'm one of those people. I do a lot of talking too. We gotta put our money up and start waiting for other people to say, how much you put in 10? Well, I'm gonna put in 10 too. Will you support them? Okay, well, I guess I'll support. We gotta be able to stick our neck out there and just do the work. And until we do that, we're gonna continue to look at white folks. Oh, why you ain't do this with our character? Well, how come this ain't happening? We gotta put our money. Like, if we want to see what we want to see, we gotta put our money behind these Black Independent titles and push them like crazy.
Dude, I understand where you're coming from. I do. I really, really, truly do. At the same time, two things you could do you could walk and chew bubble gum. You know what I mean? So that means I can still be over here rooting for T'Challa, making sure T'Challa is still a focus of Marvel Comics because of his status in Marvel Comics. At the same time, go by independent comics and talk about independent comics. You know what I'm saying?
I agree.
You said
but
what?
I think what we do is 80-20. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
I know even
but 20 is enough.
But 80 is the mainstream though. The IPs we don't own, the IPs that are owned by Black people, I say. And then and the 20 is the ones that we do. I'm not saying that everybody's got to be 50-50, but there's not enough people out here screaming. Like this video that we're doing tonight for 5 hours. How many damn Black YouTubers you think up out here doing what we doing tonight? That's also a problem too. It's not me doing a blame game. It's just me saying like, but this is a start. The conversation, Brad, it's a start. We got to have a conversation first. I get it. But you guys have had this conversation before. I've watched it. But at what point are we going to actually take the initiative? What can I do to help? We got we do have the largest platform on Facebook for just Black comics. We're the largest platform on Facebook, but for Black comics we do. But what can we do more to help galvanize more? Because at this point, I don't come on YouTube a lot. I'm almost primarily on TikTok, but I'm kind of tired. I'm not blaming you guys. I'm not pointing fingers. I want to say that again. I'm not blaming you guys. I'm not pointing fingers. But what can we do to actually get the ball started? Because we've been talking a lot about what it would look like if we actually do X, Y, and Z. But who's going to send the damn emails? Let me know. Because we can send some emails tonight. Theo's still on the call. Theo got off. We can send some emails tonight. But are we going to do something? We're going to talk about it? We're going to be about it? Let me know because I'm ready to put some action. I'm about to action. I'm like Marshawn Lynch. I'm about that action, boss. What do I need to do to help tonight?
Well, the first thing is to buy the comic books. But I'm the guy who's not moving. I'm picky. Who am I supporting? You better show me you as the creator are not about to be out of business next year and you're like just flying off the seat of your pants. I don't care how much you speak about
that's kind of disingenuous, because if I'm independent, I need your money to continue to the next year. You see what I'm saying? As an independent, it's kind of shaky.
There's a website called Global Comics, where a lot of Black independent comic books are located, and it gives you an opportunity to if you're worried about, like, you know, sometimes it can be expensive. You know, here's a way you can support these creators. Check out their books and see if you want to invest in going further. You can buy them digitally, read them, and say, hey, this is something I like. Let me go ahead and continue to buy the rest of the series on paperback. So yeah, that's one avenue that you can sort of explore and figure out which of these books are worth my money and my time.
Global Comics.
Yeah.
With an X.
I had to download it when you were talking about it on Friday.
Trey, we got 2 minutes.
With that, I gotta go, guys. I gotta go to work.
I'm about to say, you already, if y'all watch this, you already know what it is. You know what's getting ready to happen. So let's go ahead and let's get this thing wrapped up.
Dre, I want to thank you for allowing me to come on the show. Appreciate it.
Me too.
No problem, fellas.
I simple, B. It says wrap it up. Wrap that up, B.
We need one of those on our channel.
Yeah, we do.
Yo, your audio.
Listen, I have never had a YouTube video dedicated to my shenanigans. So unless I actually do it on purpose. So I appreciate y'all for critiquing it. I appreciate y'all for having me on, because y'all could have said, no, F that. He ain't coming on my show. Y'all could have been like one of them Negroes. So, hey, I appreciate y'all for having me. I'll come back on anytime.
Nah, we play fair over here.
Yeah, no, I you know what I'm saying? If I got an issue, I like coming to the man. You know what I'm saying?
There you go. All right. Well, I got to
keep muting yourself, Dre.
We've been on here so long. StreamYard is wigging out.
Yeah,
StreamYard is wigging right now.
StreamYard is sleepy like me.
Yeah. All right. StreamYard sleepy. My laptop sleepy. Everybody sleepy. Let's get up out of here, y'all.
Read the super chat first. Read the super chat.
Oh, I got a super chat? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know I had a super chat.
Now we got it from Fatal the Collector. $4.99.
Appreciate it. Fatal the Collector. Come on, StreamYard. Hurry up.
I got you. Mentoring Black youth through comments 3 years in a row. I sponsored 30 inner city youth in Chicago to C2E2. It builds interest. Each one, reach one. Yep.
Oh, that's dope. That's super dope.
I can't ask him to do nothing else. He done did. He gave out. He gave it all. C2E2. Can you sponsor an adult? Let's keep it a buck. All right,
appreciate it. Yeah, let's get up out of here, man. I appreciate you guys for tuning into the Dre Max Show. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Don't forget to hit the bell notifications so you never, ever miss one of my videos. I'm out. Peace. And Bob Hire, I need to let my forehead breathe. Y'all been killing me tonight.
Be easy, man.
Wait a minute. You're telling me the video's over? What? Okay, I guess so. If you have came to this portion of the video, thank you so very much for sticking to the end. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to hit that little bell notification so you never miss one of my videos. And if you really want to, you don't got to, go ahead and follow the social media links that's down below. Until next time, I'll let you guys later. Peace and Bob Hire, y'all. Y'all take care of yourself.